Hai, sebelum nonton jangan lupa di like dan di subscribe ya, karena subscribe gratis. Dan jangan lupa nyalain loncengnya supaya aku semangat terus untuk update konten-kontenku. Enjoy!
Wait a minute. Hi everyone. Today I have session with Kak Nur Robiahtul Sofia. She's my good friend and she's my sister from Malaysia. We really far away, right? Indonesia and Malaysia, but we met actually in MUN sharing events, several MUN sharing events, and she legitly being my inspiration because a lot of advice is from her, really working on me, and now we working in the same company, the same company but different country. Wow, it's so unique. And she's now become my, I always ask advice to her because she is my senior in everything. So welcome, Kak Sophia. Hi.
Thank you so much, Yumi and the team, for inviting me for your first video channel. I think I would say congratulations for making this idea into reality. I know we have been talking about this for so long, and I'm quite surprised that you guys actually very determined to actually doing or signing up for YouTube channel. Good job, everyone, and I hope that your channel will give a lot of inspiration as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And today we have an interesting topics to discuss with Kak Sophia. Okay, we gotta start the topics. Actually, right now Kak Sophie, kita mau discuss tentang changes because a lot of people sometimes afraid to take the first step of changes. Sometimes people realize, oh dia punya masalah kayak terlalu misalnya please people to understand kita misalnya, atau dia punya masalah untuk selalu insecure, but setelah dia tahu dia punya masalah tuh susah banget Kak untuk get out dari kepompong permasalahan itu, jadi susah banget bermetamorfosa gitu. However, sometimes kita discuss tentang ini ya Kak, and I found out that Kak Sophie itu sudah going through a lot of life dynamics, right? So if may I ask, pengertian dari changes menurut Kak Sophie itu sebenarnya apa sih Kak?
Changes menurut gue itu kayak perubahan yang lu harus hadapi so that you can learn something and be matured at the end of the day. Karena ada setengah orang tuh nggak mampu berubah karena dia tuh mau ini adalah safe place untuk gue sama teman-teman gue dan sebagainya ya kan. But then changes itu harusnya pengertian gue changes itu harus benda yang lagi baik, lagi bagus, terus punya goal dalam hidup. That is my changes that I've been looking for. Another one is, everyone should have like life goals, right? So I have a lot, my work goals, my life goals, and before I could achieve all these goals that I've been set up earlier, it actually takes a lot of changes for myself, inside and out, and it makes me how I am at the moment or today. Yep.
Okay. When Kakak feeling disappointed on something or on someone or on something, everything. So bener gak sih kalau overcome kecewa itu biasanya akan menimbulkan changes? Dan kalau misalkan benar atau Kakak pernah merasa kecewa, sebenarnya bagaimana sih Kak cara kita menanggapi rasa kecewa yang seharusnya gitu dan secukupnya gitu?
Wah, keren banget sih soalannya tuh. Soalnya gue tuh kalau kekecewaan bagi gue kalau tahun lepas itu disappointment itu selalu ngikutin gue dari bulan ke bulan kan. Soalnya tuh aku tahu yang aku selalu put high expectation on people and also myself, which at the end of the day it's will lead to my disappointment. Gue punya experience di mana changes, disappointment, a lot of things happen. And one thing that I could give example is true friendship, which I have a lot of friends before this. Like I couldn't deny I have a lot of friends from every side of the world. And then gue itu orangnya tuh kayak apa sih, terbuka ya. Kalau mau teman ya teman, kalau mau curhat ya curhat gitu kan. Terus gue ngerasa diri gue kalau gue terlalu open itu yang bikin masalah buat gue. 2019 itu kayak tahun kekecewaan bagi gue dari bulan ke bulan, soalnya gue tuh orangnya tuh kayak terbuka banget sama orang. Jadi kalau orang tuh mau curhat atau apa kayak gue selalu ada sama mereka kan. Tapi satu yang gue notice atau gue kayak enggak suka is kalau lu curhat sama gue kan, terus apa aja yang lu curhat sama gue tuh kayak mikir oh lu bisa pegang rasa gue gitu kan, tapi rupanya enggak. Dan satu experience yang gue kayak turning point bagi gue itu is when I had a lot of friends, right, and then I noticed that I have a lot of friends that actually first they didn't be there for me when I need them. Second, they're really toxic. What I mean toxic here is when you trying to achieve something or you already achieve something good in your life, right? They are not the one who actually, oh, this is good, Sofia, blah 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 whatsoever. No, they are the one who say, do you feel that you do this for real? Are you using cable when you do this and everything? I was like, no, it's all about my effort, you know. So I always feel that whenever I achieve something last year, I always think that, oh, this is not my effort. This is because someone else. I always feel that until to some extent I do feel insecure about myself. And until I talk to my mom, and my mom said, if you do feel all these people actually did not give any benefit to you, you better leave them. And I think I've been into this for like 1-2 times, and until third time I do feel that okay, I had enough. I should start sourcing or exploring any new friends or other old friends that really want to be with me. So that's the point where I actually met a very good friends, including you, your team, you know, like Yunia, Irsan, Dewi, and then other people like Rio and all that. And one thing that I overcome my I actually overcome my disappointment is first I actually talked to my friends and I told them that I want to be a good friend, and I didn't expect you to be good friends with me, but as long as you are being good, then I'm good. Second, what I did is that I actually tried to reflect myself again. I tried to see what are the achievement or good things that I've been doing for the past 1 year. You know, for Muslims, right, everything we always have to go back to the one which is God and always talk to Him. And I also try to make myself closer to the only one, and that's how I actually overcome my disappointment. And from there I learned and also I noticed that I experienced a lot of changes. I experienced try to be more mature, not to be so sometimes people they just say whatever came across their mind, including me sometimes. But I try to reflect that before you say anything, try to think twice whether this is a good thing for you to say to that people, or is the thing that you're going to say later will affect them at the end of the day. Let's say about body shaming and all that, which we talked about this before, right? And then third, I always remember that if you don't have something good to say, better don't say anything. Yeah, that's what I learned so far.
Okay, so by what you're saying, what I got is for disappointment, maybe it happened in our life, so we have to accept it first, right? We have to accept it, and we have to, face it, but we have to prove that we are not worse than that person that makes us disappointed, right?
Yes, correct.
Exactly. Because that's the best revenge, isn't it? Because when we pay those people that hate us, for example, and we are actually being happy in the end, they will like shut up and give up with what they do to us, right?
And one thing that I also want to share, right, on 2018 and 2019, right, I always noticed that I always want to make people happy. Like I always want to make my friends happy, I always want to make my parents happy, until at the end of the day it actually affects me, and I always ask myself, am I happy doing this? That's actually trigger my mind when I actually try to avoid some of people. And then I realized that life is too short for you to be sad, life is too short for you to be mad. So why don't you make yourself happy first? Then when you realize that yourself happy, then you can actually affect everyone around you to be happy as well. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your answer is amazing, and that's actually what we need to hear because sometimes people don't want to feel the negative feelings that comes to them, right? They just
Yep.
want to be happy. They always put happy become the first list, and they don't want to be sad. They
Yes.
forgot that happy and sad actually comes together, so they don't
Yeah.
want to face it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
right.
is the spice of life though. If you want to be happy 24/7, then you
Yes.
couldn't feel the feel to be sad, the feel that you want to cry and all that. I mean, I embrace the sadness because it shows that you have feelings at the end of the day.
Exactly, exactly. So I got interesting questions like about coping mechanism, kak.
Okay.
When you feel sad, when you feel angry, and you feel like you are done with something, what is your coping mechanism to overcome that so you can keep stand up on your feet and keep going?
Okay, my coping mechanism nowadays, as I grow older, and yeah, right now I feel old because I already 24. My coping mechanism is the first one: when I feel bad or I feel mad, I always keep quiet because I don't want whatever come out from my mouth is gonna affect people later. Second, I notice that if I'm really mad, I tend to be rude to people as well, because you couldn't think properly. That is my coping mechanism. Or at the end of the day, human, especially women, because we are considered very fragile sometimes. So we used to cry. So crying also my coping mechanism, but that would be the last one usually. But before this, I noticed my coping mechanism back then is I tend to burst. Like I tend to go to that person and saying that what's happening, you can always talk to me and let's talk now. Like aku tu enggak bikin keadaan reda gitu. Soalnya dulu tuh gue kayak butuh explanation, kayak lu tuh maunya apa gini-gini kan. Terus the other person will feel that gue nggak ngerasa apa-apa, lu tuh kayak yang apa sih, kayak exaggerate gitu, ngegas banget orangnya tuh kayak iya. Dan gue ngerasa before this tuh gue agak ngegas sih sebenarnya kan. Terus I learn from my mistake and all that, dan aku tuh selalu nasihat sama orang, kalau kamu lagi marah atau apa kayak, the first thing that you have to do, keep calm yourself first. It's okay, take time as much as you want. Kayak kalau gue butuh kayak 15 minutes gitu for me to feel calm. Then after that, if I see that person okay, that I straight away talk to that person that, hey, what's up? I know that we had a beef, so maybe we can talk about this. What is it that part that we can fix, or whatever that we can do next, so that we can avoid all these fights. Because I realize as I grow older, I don't want to fight anymore. Because I think that thing takes so much space in my head. So what I did is that just go ahead. If that person make mistakes, human nggak bisa lari dari kesalahan ataupun permasalahan kan. Jadi kita tuh harus move on, dan just life as usual.
I got it. I got it. And I heard that you love to read books, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not about love books, okay? I hope that
It's not,
everyone
no.
understands. What I love right now is to read motivational book, because first you can, for the first one you can get a lot of info. Second, you understand yourself better, because like for example, I just want to share this one book written by Singaporean person called Mizi Wahid. So I like to read his book because all his book is all about something about self-reflection, and he always connect with the religion, not just Muslim but other religion as well, like Buddhist and all that. So one thing that I actually noticed is that all religion always ask us to be good. So it shows that at the end of the day, you have to be good to people and always reflect yourself. And I also remember one of my friends saying that you need to understand yourself first. You need to understand your feelings first. Then you can understand the rest. Which I kind of get what he means nowadays. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should understand myself, which is understand myself being that if I angry, what should I do? If I'm happy, what should I do? If I'm mad, what should I do? So everything I already observe myself, what I should do next. So yeah, and from that I can understand people better and be friend with a lot of friends nowadays.
Oh, I see. And you know what, Kak? Lately, I actually implementing meditation.
Which is
Yeah,
good.
I actually joined a class for meditation practice, and
Nice.
it helping me to like doing my self reflection first, and I can be calm down, and I can do a good communication with um the person that, let's say, having conflict with me or having beef with me. So it's really helping.
Well,
And
I mean, instead of asking me what I feel or what is my coping mechanism, maybe you can also share what is your coping mechanism nowadays. Maybe you cry. I mean, we used to cry together also, right? Before this.
yes, yes, and everyone, you know what? The fun fact, Sophia actually was telling me that life is begin when you are in 24 years old. So when you are not yet 24, this means that your life is still, being adapting and being changing, and maybe you got the roller coaster in it, and we have to
Yes.
having fun with it, right?
Yes, correct. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
can
I
you
thank God that you still remember that.
can you explain to those listener about what do you mean by life is begin at 24 years old?
Okay, so before I start, I just want to make clarification that this is my opinion. Okay, when I say life begins when you reach 24. Okay, the first one, let's take from the beginning. Okay, you study, right? You study, and then you got degree and all that, and you're still having fun at that time. And then when you're doing internship, you still think that you are having fun at that time. And then after that, after you graduate, you feel that after wisuda ngapain ya? Terus ada teman-teman yang bilang, oh kita punya kerja yuk, blah 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 blah. And I thought that time is was having fun also, you know. So I got into the job. So I got into the job. I still being playful, you know. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I cannot finish this. Then tomorrow I continue, for example. And there's one time that I actually put a high expectation on myself that I said to my boss that I can do everything. Just give me whatever you have. To some extent, I feel stressed and all that. And I'm like, okay, work is not it's not something that I enjoy before this, you know, because I don't know, maybe that's the phase that I need to adapt. Like, what is work? What is my responsibility at the time? And one thing that I learned from my bosses is that you have to be accountable with what you do, even though it's small things, you know. And then I think for the 3 to 6 months or 6 months to 1 year, it's still my adaptation year. So I've been into working life for like almost 2 years already until I reached 24 this year, which is on 2020. I think like everything is pretty stable right now. I already have my commitment. I already know what are the things that I need to pay. I already know what are the things that I need to contribute to my parents. I already know what I need to do to have self satisfaction. I already know what I need to do with my old friends, you know, visit them frequently or even weekly, just to get the relationship of bonding closer and also stronger. And then, Alhamdulillah, for now, I do feel that I have everything. You know, if you want to ask money, I have money. Okay, if you want to ask me whether I'm happy with myself, Alhamdulillah, I'm happy. If you ask me whether I want to change any job or for the next 2 years, I would say no, because I'm happy with my current position or even career, and I'm looking for being senior in my job perspective as well. And life begins at 24 when you realize that you have everything. That the first one, you're pretty stable in terms of emotionally, physically, financially, and you can start thinking like what you want to do next. And then well, I think that's a life, you know. Life begins at 24 when you actually feel that okay, I had enough. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for everything that God has been given to me. That's why I think life begins at 24 when you realize that oh, life is getting serious right now. You know, you have to think about your commitment. You have to think about what are the next thing that you are looking forward. Because I don't want my life to be mundane or doing the same thing every single day. So yeah, that's why I said life begins at 24, when you feel that. I'm pretty sure you also gonna feel that, or everyone who ever listen or watching this, you will feel that, yeah, by the age of 24, I will feel that my life will be easier than before, because just say, what I can say, 21 is the 18 when you are being little. 21 when you feel that you want to try something new, sometimes could be haram or halal, and then
Ew, exactly.
and then 22, 23, you feel that, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. So you try everything when you at the terms at 22 and 23 years old.
Yes.
But
Yes, exactly. Yes,
yep,
we full of euphoria, like we want
yep,
to try that, we want
yep.
to try this.
Yes. And then by the age of 24, you feel like, okay, I already know what I want to do. I already tried this, or this is boring. I already tried this, or this is interesting. Maybe I can explore more and more. So that's why I said life begins at 24. Yep, it's okay for not thinking about partner. It's okay not to have any boyfriend, as long as you're happy. Should be fine. I mean, a lot of social pressure nowadays saying that you should have a boyfriend, you should get married, you should have a car, you should have a house. Well, I've been experiencing that, but then I always tell them that I'm happy. About having any other assets like house and a car, it takes time, and I don't want to pressure myself or very rush to get all these things. But at the end of the day, I would having a lot of that, which is I don't want. Mm.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Wow, what a very fruitful and fun discussion with you. I got a lot of insights, and I'm sure that the listener also got a lot of insights too. And
Yep.
sometimes, Kak Sophie, some of people DM me and saying that, Kak, how many times that you spend to change until you being right now? And I'm sure that changing it's not like instant, if you want to start and then tomorrow you can be okay, legitly okay, no, like that, because I also still dealing with my insecurities sometimes and my problems sometimes, and Kasofi also, right, still processing and still growing, right? And but if you trust, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, if you trust yourself a lot, and it can be a good fuel, to keep you and pushing you to moving, to chasing what you dream of, right?
Yep. Correct.
So
Correct.
that's
Correct.
what, yeah, yeah. And also you have to love yourself first, right, Kak?
Yeah.
Before you
Correct.
love other people, right?
Correct. That's really
Yeah.
correct, because like we have been talking about this, right? And there's some. I mean, I think the first one, not the first one. I think our first conversation, you always said to me, Kak Sofi harus sayang diri Kak Sofi dulu, baru Kak Sofi bisa sayang sama yang lain, bisa tahu nggak? Terus gue bilang, iya sih emang. Terus kamu punya masalah ketika itu. Terus gue bilang benda yang sama sih, lu juga harus sayang sama diri lu, Yung.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I realized that we actually advising each other to be happy and love ourselves first before we try to
Yes.
make, before we try to make love with other person.
Yes. And also kayak kalau kita takut gitu ya, sebenarnya kan rasa takut itu kan emang ada gitu dalam diri manusia, namanya juga emosi. Takut tuh nggak apa-apa, tetapi ketika kita ketakutan, justru itu yang bahaya, karena ketakutan itu lebih kepada mendoakan sesuatu yang kita nggak mau terjadi. For example kayak, ah, kayaknya gue bakal dimusuhin sama si A gitu, padahal belum
Mhm.
tentu. Nah, ketika kita ngomong kayaknya gue bakal, itu kan semacam doa and semacam
Yeah.
wish, and
Mhm.
suddenly it comes happening in the reality and you cannot deal with it. So
Yep.
maybe when people feel fear or afraid of something, it's just a feeling. Just remember, it's just a feeling. You just have to cut it
Yep.
off. Do not put the feelings still inside you, because we have to chasing
Yep.
for your happiness, right?
Yes, correct. I mean, I also have fear, I also have fear towards everything before this. Like, I don't want to do this because I'm quite afraid, blah, blah, blah. But then I realized that, no, if I didn't try, or I didn't break my fear, how am I supposed to change? How am I supposed to grow up? So that's
Exactly.
why right now I'm like, I always tell my friends or even my siblings or my parents, I say, you don't know what will happen if you don't try something new in your life, right? So and I do feel that fear is normal though, but how to overcome your fear, that's the most important thing actually. So always tell yourself. I always tell myself. I always tell Huzaifa yesterday, right? I would say, if you feel scared to do something, I mean that's within yourself. But then I like the feel of your adrenaline rush when you try to do something. Let's say doing free fall and all that. I mean that's amazing. That's the feel that I really want to get throughout my life. It's a learning process for all.
Yes, for example, like butterfly, when a caterpillar, like ugly, and people don't like caterpillar mostly, and they just like don't want to see caterpillar. Ew, that's disgusting, right? But when they do the metamorphosa and they become a beautiful butterfly, not all people likes butterfly too, right? So it doesn't matter. It's just you changing, becoming something that is not, that is good for you. But if not all people like it, just throw it up. Just like let them be, right?
Yep. Right now, I always tell myself, and I'm still in the learning process, that let's say people talk to me about other person, right? I always tell them that okay, I'm trying to be positive as much as I can. So I'm trying to avoid all the bad things about people. Let's say if people ngata-ngatain gitu kan, gue tuh kayak orang yang sekarang tuh gue kayak orang yang oke, terus gue bilang gini, kalau dia nggak bikin apa-apa masalah sama gue, ngapain gue harus bikin masalah sama orang itu, ya nggak? Terus gue tuh kayak orang yang kalau dia masalah ya nggak apa-apa, tapi itu gue keep it to myself aja, soalnya gue nggak mau orang tuh berantem semata-mata hal yang kecil itu. Terus gue ngerasa kalau kita udah gede kan, ngapain harus berantem sama orang? Lu punya kawan rame kek, sikit kek, itu kan nggak beri kayak definition apa-apa.
Right?
Yep,
Right. Exactly. Oh my God! Thank God I have you in today's discussion. This is actually my first content for my YouTube channel, and you are the first face and the first guest speaker that I invited.
Tahu nggak? Gue tuh gergetan tau nggak? Ini fun fact buat semua orang kan. Gue tuh gergetan Pernah Yuni itu approach gue bilang, Kak kita mau gini-gini. Terus gue bilang oke, kalau tajuk yang kita punya dulu kan ngobrol topik working from home kan. Terus gue kayak oke, nggak apa-apa. Soalnya intinya udah ada di kepala gue kan. Jadi gue kayak ulang aja poinnya gitu. Terus Yumni bilang, enggak Kak, kita harus punya topik yang baru, tajuknya changes. Terus gue kayak, changes, mungkin changes in my life gitu kan. Terus diberilah sama Yumni satu kayak konten gitu kan, apa yang kita mau berbahas hari ini kan. Terus gue scroll gue bilang, wah ini anak punya deep conversation nih di kontennya nanti tuh. Terus udah berapa lama kan gue kayak mau cerita apa ya sama changes gue, soalnya tuh banyak banget, tapi gue tuh mikir kita tuh harus step sama audience yang bisa relate sama kita kan. Terus gue kayak ya nggak apa-apa, mungkin gue bisa share personal experience, maybe gue bisa gue nggak mau orang liatin kita dua tuh kayak ini ngobrol nggak jelas nih, kosong amat gitu kan. Gue mau
ngobrol sendiri ya.
Iya, gue nggak mau orang kayak gitu. Gue mau at the end of the day orang tuh hargai kita punya channel begini, terus sampaikan nasihat-nasihat yang baik-baik, terus bikin motivasi untuk orang selalu move on sama mereka punya life kan. Terus gue juga mau kalau mereka nggak bikin apa-apa, nggak dapat konten kita atau intipati daripada kita punya perbahasan pada hari ini, ya nggak apa-apa. Tapi kita harus terus menginspirasi orang-orang di luar sana harus untuk jadi lebih
thank you so much. You're very thoughtful. Thank you.
Amin.
Yes,
itu support dari semua orang juga sih.
Guys, sebenarnya nanti aku bakal tulis di description di bawah bahwa segmen aku namanya itu adalah ngobrol yang cerita yang secukupnya gitu. Jadi kayak ini adalah pengembangan dari podcastku Kak. Jadi kan podcastku itu kan secukupnya podcast, but then aku coba untuk juga explore untuk menjadi sebuah konten di YouTube di segmen aku gitu. Because kan diorama having 5 crews and each crews have their own segment. So this actually my first episode for cerita yang secukupnya, and my first guest speaker is Kak Sofi, like that.
Kalian keren banget tau, nggak harus punya YouTube channel terus punya 5 segmen, wah keren.
so much. Thank you so much, Kak. And everyone, if you already listened to this video, please put some comments and don't forget to like and subscribe, right, Kak? Because
Yes,
subscribe
yes.
is free. So
Yep,
you have to
correct.
subscribe and turn on the lonceng so I can be excited to updating each every single content for you
Yep.
like that. So thank you, Kak Sophie, for today's discussion.
Sama-sama.
I will let
Sophie.
you know when it's published already, right?
Yep.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
bye bye everyone. See you on the next episode. Bye bye.